session at LeapScholar, because this one is not at all going to be boring. Because today we have someone, right? Someone who has achieved that marvelous feat, right? Someone who has achieved that marvelous feat, amazing feat, right? Securing whopping 8.5 bands. Yes, overall 8.5 bands. Okay, because it's I can't really talk about how rare it is to get an 8.5 bands. Okay, out of many students I have taught, there are many who have got 7.5, 8. But yes, today we have someone, as you must already have taken a note of that. Okay, yes, who do we have today? I see many of you are already talking about that. Yes, today we have someone. Today we have Pragya, right? Pragya. Guys, let's make some noise for Pragya in the chat box and invite her. Today she's there. She has taken out time from her hectic schedule. She swarmed, right, whole day. She has taken out some time to answer all of the queries that you have regarding uh, IELTS, right? Regarding the motivation that you need for IELTS, regarding the preparation that you need for IELTS, right? So today, let's hear directly from the student who has achieved it, okay? Who has achieved it, which many dream of. So guys, let's make some noise for Pragya in the chat box, please. And yes, let's invite Pragya.
Hi everybody.
And here she is, guys.
I hope you all are doing well.
Great. I see students are really excited to have you, Pragya.
I'm very excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Amazing.
Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. And thank you, sir, for your kind words.
Great. Great. Let's settle in. I see students, they are still joining in because today we are running a marathon, right? And since morning YouTube live that they're going on back to back, right?
Yeah.
Guys, I cannot really emphasize on this point that I have taught thousands of students at LeapScholar, okay? And thousands of students, they have got desired band, okay? 6.5, 7.5. Okay, but then today, as I mentioned it before, okay, let's get started with the doubts directly, okay? I created certain questions. I mean, I did not. I asked the students certain questions rather, that what are the doubts that you have, okay? Let me know. So I have figured out some common doubts, okay? We're going to start with them first, and then we are going to pick up certain doubts from the chat box also, okay? Yes, I know you have different doubts right here, but let's take a moment and know Pragya a bit, okay? Pragya, maybe just a small introduction of yours, please.
Yeah, so I'm Pragya. I just completed my undergrad degree in psychology, and now I'm just waiting to apply to my master's, and that's why I took the IELTS. And yeah.
Okay, where are you planning to pursue your master from?
Preferably Canada, but also Australia. So I'm a little confused right now, but one of these.
Great. So guys, yes, IELTS, you know that this is a proficiency test, right? Which you need. Okay. It is, I would tell you that this is not an exam. It tells you whether, it tells the employer and the university where you're applying for it, whether you would be able to survive in English speaking environment or not. Okay. So first thing, that this is not a test. Okay. Let's get started first and know. Pragya, did you appear for IELTS academic or general?
I took the academic IELTS.
Okay. All those students who are not aware of the difference between academic and general, I must point it out that when you select, when you try to book your IELTS exam, there are various options. Okay. You can either go for IELTS academic or IELTS general. Okay. IELTS academic is chosen by those students who are planning to pursue further studies. Okay. Whereas IELTS general is for those students who are planning for PR or job purpose. Okay. So we have our answer. She appeared for academic. Okay. Next thing. Pragya, did you go for a computer-based test or a paper-based test?
I went for the computer-based test. I found it convenient with respect to every module as compared to the paper-based test. So yeah, I chose the computer-based one.
Okay. Some of the students here must have no idea about what CBT or PBT is, right? Guys, when you try to book your IELTS exam, okay, it asks you whether you want a computer-based test or a paper-based test. They both are same in terms of difficulty, okay? There's just different mode of appearing for IELTS test, okay? CBT, everything is there on your screen. PBT, it's a desi way. It's a traditional way, right? You have a question paper in front of yourself. So we have one more answer that Pragya, she appeared for academic and CBT. Anything else you would like to add here, Pragya, about CBT?
I think to each their own. You should know what you're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with the screen or paper. For me, I am comfortable with computer screen, so I went for a computer based, and I found that all modules became significantly easier to attempt with the computer based. Like in reading, you'll have the passage beside your question, so it'll become easier for you. You won't have to flip pages. For listening, you can write your answers simultaneously, so it becomes easier. Definitely easier than the paper based for me.
Great. What was your mindset before you entered the examination hall? What all were you feeling?
um, i was uh, I was obviously very nervous because we invest a lot to take this test, and hopefully we all wish we don't have to take it another time. And I was a little nervous, but when I started, my primary focus was the test and I forgot about everything else. So once I started it, I was at peace, I was calm, and it became easier after that.
So, guys, not to mention here, even when she got 8.5, she was nervous. Okay. So, nervousness is not a sign that you don't know. Nervousness is a sign that that this thing matters. Okay. That this thing, it holds value in your life. Okay. So, if you are nervous, it is absolutely fine. Okay. But then I am sure, Pragya, you didn't lose focus. You were nervous, maybe, but you didn't lose focus, did you?
No, I think actually I believe that in life that some optimum level of stress is important, and that arousal just drives you to do better. But obviously it shouldn't interfere with your functioning, and it shouldn't interfere with your test. So yeah, I was nervous, but my primary focus was the test.
Amazing. Guys, whatever Pragya is talking about right now, actually she's talking about eustress. Okay.
Yeah.
EUSTRESS. Yeah. So guys, it's good to take eustress, but not stress. Anyway, Pragya, many students they want to know. Okay, guys, all those students who are not aware about the pattern of IELTS, there are four modules. Okay, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So I have many questions which are asked by students. Okay, let's get started with this. Pragya, the first question that we have: how did you improve your writing, and what are the factors to be considered when one is trying to develop writing skills?
So I personally started preparing 4 weeks before my test date. So initially, I went in and I wrote whole essays. I timed myself. I saw how many words I can write in what amount of time. But after that, I didn't write entire essays. I just had a rough sheet and I laid down a framework of what I want to write. And LeapScholar will provide you with a template and structure of what you should write in what type of essay. So stick to that, and with practice, you'll get the hang of it, and it becomes easier. Another thing that I feel is important is like you're very likely to use some phrases like enough, like, good. So instead of using these basic words, learn some synonyms, some advanced words that you can use instead of these. So instead of enough, you can use sufficient or adequate. Instead of good, you can use phenomenal, incredible. So just some words, basic words that you can maybe write in a better way.
Amazing. So, guys, this is regarding writing. I'm getting this question here in the chat box. Did you write all of the words in capital letters in case of CBT?
No, no, no. It wasn't. It's just like your basic MS Word. It's just like that. You just won't get spell check and find the word, but except apart from that, it's just the same. And you'll get a word count on the bottom, so you'll be able to keep a track of the words you're writing.
In terms of reading and listening, they're asking. In terms of
In terms
reading and
of
listening.
reading and listening,
Yeah.
in terms of was I able to keep a track of?
Were you able, did you write all the answers in reading and listening in capital letters? This is the question from
No, no,
Sangeeta.
no. No, not in all caps. You can write it in all caps if you want, but it's not necessary, I don't think.
Were you able to copy, paste in reading?
I was able to copy and paste.
Great. That's it. That's it. Okay. Another question. How did you manage time in reading in order to finish all the passages in an hour?
Um, I completely understand why it can be difficult, but I stuck to the 20-20-20 rule, 20 minutes to each passage. There are 3 passages in academic, so 20 minutes to each. You have 60 minutes to complete the whole section. But this was initially when I started practicing. By the end of it, I tried to complete with at least 5 to 7 minutes to spare, so I can go back and recheck my answers. And with practice, I think you will be able to finish it in 45 to 50 minutes. It's okay if you take 60 minutes, but I like to go back and recheck my answers before moving on to the next section.
Okay. What about matching heading category of question in reading? Did you
Right.
get it in the exam?
No, I didn't get it in my exam, but in the mock test that I took, I made a lot of mistakes in matching headings. But I believe that you should attempt this question first, because if you do this question first, you'll get a hang of what the whole passage is talking about, and subsequent questions will become easier for you. So do this question first, and in reading, just highlight the keywords in the questions and then go skim the passage, highlight the keywords in the passage, and with practice, you'll be able to do it very easily.
Great. So were you able to highlight the passage also in the passage in the computer-based
Yeah,
test
I
in
was.
reading?
Just select, right click and highlight.
Great. Can we, if we want to remove that part which is highlighted, can we remove that also?
Yeah, you can remove that. You can just highlight and you'll get a clear option as well. So you'll be able to do that.
Can we make notes also there? Whatever
Yeah,
portion
they
that we
do
have
give
highlighted.
I didn't use it personally, but they do give you an option to make notes.
Great. Did you get a rough paper also for a computer-based test?
I did. I did get a rough sheet, and I used it for writing, but you can use it for listening also if you want to take down keywords, or for reading. But they do give you a rough sheet.
Okay, great. This is next question. It is asking you about speaking. What was your speaking cue card? And what were the other questions in your speaking?
So, like obviously, it started with part 1 and some basic questions. So, in part 1, she asked me if my examiner, she asked me if I like to live in independent homes or apartments. What do I live in? What do I prefer and why? So, I spoke about that. And in part 2, my cue card was, I think it was about tall buildings. Are there many tall buildings around you? If yes, which one do you like the most? So
Okay,
this was my cue card. And I spoke about my college building because I thought I'd have a lot to say about that. I could speak about my experiences. I could contrast pre-COVID to post-COVID. So that is why I chose my college building to talk about.
great. Did you take coaching with this man?
I did. I most definitely did.
Oh, okay. Right. Who is this man?
I think this person has who has helped me with speaking the most, because I found it extremely difficult to speak for 2 minutes. I could not speak for more than 35 to 40 seconds. But I saw that video from A to B to C. I think, I don't know if you guys have seen that video. Sir will explain it in a much better way than I can right now. But I just followed that and I was able to easily speak for 2 minutes.
Okay, that's really sweet of Pragya, and I would say she's really good at whatever she does, right? But then, um, if you want to study with me at LeapScholar, okay, there is this 2 week batch that I am starting, okay, from 23rd August, and the timing would be 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Okay, I can't really emphasize on this point at how blessed I am to get amazing students and hundreds of students. They have got the desired band with me. Okay, and some of them even 8.5 overall. Okay, and Pragya is there. So if you want to pursue your coaching, IELTS coaching with me, even it doesn't matter if you have no idea about IELTS. Okay, I am going to teach you from basics. Okay, until till the end. Okay, we're going to cover this journey together. Timing would be 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Batch would start from 23rd August. Okay, 20 hours of live classes. We're going to cover all the things, everything. Okay, mock tests are going to be there, one-on-one speaking feedback, expert writing evaluation. Okay, all the recordings would also be provided. Okay, so if by chance you miss any class, you have recording available. Okay, and this course is available for 149 rupees on the website, but please do use this code also, MD Live 20. This is a promo code. This is not MDH Masale such. This is MD Live 20. Okay, to get additional 20% discount. I don't think many seats are remaining here. Okay, but then please feel free to enroll in this course. Please feel free to enroll in this course. Okay, and also, ladies and gentlemen, there are different courses here. If you are busy from 23rd August, it doesn't really matter. I tell you, I am like I mean, every teacher at LeapScholar, I learn from each and every one of them. Okay, so I can guarantee that they are obviously better than me. Okay, yeah, because I learn from them. Okay, so they are really good. So if you want to learn from them, please feel free to enroll into their courses also. There are so many courses on the website which are starting. Okay, because we are blessed to have tens and thousands of students at LeapScholar. Okay, use this course code even there, MD Live 20. Okay. Anyway, I'll get back to the question. Someone is asking, sometimes we find it hard to paraphrase. Then what to do, Pragya?
So honestly, in my undergrad degree, all the projects and term papers that we used to subject, they were submit, they were checked for plagiarism. So I was familiar with paraphrasing and I had a little bit of practice. But if you're starting to paraphrase, what I used to do in the beginning was just select a basic piece of text. You read it thoroughly, read it twice if you have to, understand the essence of the text, and then remove it and write what you understood in your own words. Do this, I think, do this a couple of times and then see how you can improve the quality of what you've written. Add connectors, change the voice of the text, use better synonyms, and with time, you'll get better.
Ah, that's an amazing technique.
Worked for me.
Very good. Okay. Someone is asking a question, a funny question. Why reading is a module in IELTS?
I don't know. I had a very difficult time. I don't know how I got this score, but with practice, I'm sure you'll find it easier. You just have to take a lot of tests, mock tests, and you'll be fine. It's
Some of
not that
them,
difficult, actually.
yeah, it is. It is actually not, because everything is right in front of you.
Yeah.
Some of them have this question, Pragya. Did you have your IELTS test on the same day, all the modules, or were there in parts?
No, my speaking test was 3 days before the listening, reading, and writing.
Okay. And listening, reading, and writing, were they conducted at a stretch at once?
Yeah, at a stretch. First listening, then reading, and then finally writing.
Okay. How much time did you have in between listening and reading?
They were all continuous. We were not allowed to move from our screens, but you'll get around 2 to 3 minutes to log into the next portal for reading. So just that. Apart from that, there's no gap in between.
Great. Did you get something to eat there, or maybe something to drink?
Uh, they gave us water bottles, but no, nothing other than that. And we
Okay.
weren't allowed to take anything else inside except for our passports.
Okay. So where did you keep your mobile and etc. before entering the hall?
They gave us a locker at the reception, but where the test was happening, we could just carry our passports.
Great. We have to carry what all things did you carry? Were required rather. Uh,
Um,
yeah.
Required, they'll send you a mail. I think 2 to 3 days before your test date. And they'll specify in that mail that you can either carry a printout or you can take a soft copy. I just took my phone, so I didn't print it out. So yeah, my phone, my passport, and that mail. That's it.
Great. So guys, if you're planning to book your IELTS exam with your ration card, that is not going to work. Okay. We do
Yeah,
need a passport. Get a
yeah.
passport. Okay. Great. Did you wear mask while answering in speaking module?
Yes, it was mandatory for us to wear a mask. The examiner and I both of us were wearing masks.
Okay. And what about listening, reading, and writing? Did you wear mask there?
Yeah, all throughout we were required to wear our masks. I think the conditions were very hygienic. The standards were maintained. Everything was strict. So even at the entry, we were checked for our temperature. We were checked for our oxygen levels also. And except for me, there were only 4 other people in the center. So they've created very small batches to take the test. So you don't have to worry about the hygiene standards.
Okay. So you were not even allowed to take your mask down when you were doing reading, writing, and listening?
No, you
Okay.
can take a breather like for 2 seconds, but not more than that. It's even for you, it's good if you wear the mask all throughout.
Which mask did you use?
I use just a basic N95.
Basic N95 mask. Okay. So guys, all those glittery masks with Pokemon photos and all, get rid of them. Okay. We need a good one. Okay. Also, did you wear a watch?
No, you're not allowed to wear anything on your wrist when you're going inside.
Okay. Did they have a clock there?
They did have a clock, but also if you're taking the computer based, you'll have a timer all throughout. So you'll be able to track it very easily.
Great. Okay. So, how was your speaking? Was it come face to face with the examiner, or were you connected through a video
No, it
call?
was face to face. Both of us were present in person.
Okay, great. Were you nervous after looking at the examiner?
I was, but I think it's designed in a very beautiful way because the parts are designed in a way that when you attempt the part one, you will establish a rapport and relationship with the examiner. So by the time you actually read the cue card task, you'll be very comfortable. And I'd say just try to ignore the power dynamic between you and the examiner because it's just another person you have to talk to. And my examiner was very nice and warm. She was there to help me throughout. And just don't be scared of the examiner. You just have to talk to them. It'll be fine.
Right. So in the listening module, did you get headphones to listen to the audio?
I did get headphones.
No. Okay, great. Which company?
I didn't check. They
She
were
didn't.
working just fine.
They were working fine.
Yeah.
Great. Examiner, was your examiner Indian?
She was Indian.
So I'm getting this answer again and again. Pragya, give some tips for reading. How many mocks did you practice? What was your approach?
So for reading, when I initially started, I scored nowhere above 6.5. When I started taking mock tests, then I think just taking tests is not enough. When you take the test, sit with your scores and see what went wrong, what you can improve, and what are the type of questions you're making the most mistakes in. For me, it was matching the headings. So I just sat and did match the headings for one entire day so that I got comfortable with that type of question. And once you do this multiple times, you'll see a pattern in your mistakes. And once you identify that, it'll be easy for you to rectify it. So just taking a lot of tests.
Taking a lot of tests. How many did you practice overall reading tests?
For reading, in the 4 weeks, 2 in a day.
Guys, here is your answer. No matter what you do, there's no alternative to practicing, right? It you have to practice. So someone is asking how much time is provided for looking at the questions and listening module before they start the recording.
In listening, it is different for different parts. So like for part 4, you'll get 30 to 40 seconds to look at all the 10 questions. For part 1, 2, and 3, you'll get 20 to 30 seconds to look at 5 and 6 questions. And in that time, apart from the reading, make sure you highlight the keywords. So when you hear those keywords in the audio, you're more alert and you can choose the correct answers.
That's great. That's great. Were people there in the center? They were wearing some other masks apart from N95 masks.
Yeah. Any mask would do. Just any basic mask would do. I was wearing an N95, but any mask would do.
Okay. What was the common outfit there? Were students dressed in casual or like formals?
Um, I wouldn't say they were completely formal. Something semi-formal, like not entirely casual also, but just basic semi-formal clothes, like a basic top and jeans, just that.
Great. So someone is asking, will this course suffice? Four-week course at LeapScholar or 2-week course at LeapScholar?
It did for me.
Okay.
So
I mean, it
yeah,
did for, yeah,
I
go on,
did for
please.
me. So yeah, hopefully it works for you as well.
Guys, here she is, overall 8.5 bands, right? And crazy 9 band in listening. Okay, it's like 9. Okay, 7.5 in writing, which is amazing. Students, they have hard time crossing 6.5 bands in writing, mostly because we're not used to writing. Reading 8.5, I think it was 38, right? Out of 40, maybe.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, and speaking 8. And I can see why she got 8, right? Because she's really good. I mean, all of you must be able to see it right now. There are certain more questions which are coming up. Okay. Uh, what to do when we are running out of words, Pragya, in speaking?
In speaking,
Hmm.
I think to become a little more fluent, consume content that is in English at least 3 to 4 weeks prior to the test date. Be it news, be it TV shows, make it all in English. And despite doing all of that, it's very likely that you will run out of words. So instead of stopping and fumbling, just prepare yourself with some basic phrases that will come in handy, like, that's an interesting question. I've never really thought about that. Or, these basic filler phrases. So once when you're saying these, come up with the next sentences that you have to speak and it'll fill in the gap.
Great. Awesome. So, were there certain people in the center who were wearing jeans and t-shirt also?
Yeah, they were.
Okay, that's fine. But it was nothing funky or it was decent.
Yeah, very decent and basic.
Great. How many writings did you practice in a day? Again, this question is coming up.
So for writing, initially one for part two and one for part one, and after that, I just once I was familiar with the structures and templates, I just used to take a rough notebook and write what the basic structure of what I'm going to write. And for writing, apart from practicing, I'd say what helped me the most is familiarizing myself with some phrases, because like for advantages and disadvantages essay, you can memorize some phrases like despite the disadvantages, they're not insurmountable, or the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Memorize these phrases because you are going to have to use them. So yeah.
That's an amazing insight, guys. I hope you all are writing it down because this is Pragya speaking from experience. Okay, I think it's just a month you got your result, not more than that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
a month.
Great, great. There's an amazing question coming here. Were you able to highlight in computer-based tests in your listening section?
I was
In listening
listening also.
also?
Yeah.
Great. Yes, you can highlight. Okay, great. So guys, for writing, what she's saying that we have a format at LeapScholar, right? So yeah, we are going to stick to that. We're going to teach it to you. Okay, maybe let's bring in different questions now. Was your when you were speaking in the speaking module,
Mhm.
did the examiner record it?
Yeah, as soon as I entered, from the introduction, she started recording it.
Okay. Did you carry uh, this stationery with you?
No, you're not allowed to carry anything. They'll give you pen, pencils, everything that you might need, just your passport. That is what you'll carry inside. You'll have to show your passport to the examiner in speaking, but you don't have to take anything else.
Great. So someone is asking. I would rephrase this question in a humorous way. What do you have in breakfast that you are so confident? People want to know.
Um, Nothing. Just I think I may sound confident, but that is not the way in my it's not the way in my head. It just comes with practice. And as I say, watching English shows and movies, because I like that content also, watching it and seeing how native speakers have conversations with each other has what helped me the most.
Great. So where did you appear for your IELTS test? Which center? How did you book it?
You're not allowed to choose your center. Once you book your IELTS, they'll send it to you on the mail. And my center was the IDP center in Noida.
IDP center in Noida.
Yeah.
Where was it in Noida? How did it look like? What was the setup?
It was in sector 18, and it's in a building. It's on the 5th or 6th floor, and like it has sufficient space. It has all the amenities. So yeah, it'll be fine.
Great. Someone is asking you, did you get tea or coffee? Or good day biscuit?
Nothing. No, I didn't get anything. I was too
Only.
stressed to eat.
She was too stressed to eat. Okay. Someone is asking, is it possible to prepare for IELTS within a month?
Definitely, I did it in a month. So yeah, definitely. Just I think allotting 2 to 3 hours every single day is more than enough.
Okay. What about the pace of the audio? There are 4 sections in listening. How was the pace in all of them?
It was just fine. It was very clear. And like before you take the test, you should familiarize yourself with the different accents, so it doesn't throw you off on the day of the test, be it British, American, Australian. Familiarize yourself with all of these, so you're comfortable with them on the test day.
Okay. Did you get a task, map task or labeling task in your listening?
No, I didn't, but I did practice them and they were difficult for me. But like for maps, you can just go online and take as many map tests as you can, practice them for like an hour or so, and you'll be fine. Once you get the hang of what you have to do, you'll be fine.
What was the trick that you, I mean, before I talk about the trick, what were the question types that you got in listening?
In listening, so part one, it was I think it was a tourist bus booking, and we had to listen for the dates and venues and what type of bus, what are the tourist attractions. Then for part two, it was a monologue, so it was something about the environment. And part three was a conversation between three people, one lecturer and two students. And part four was again a monologue. It was a lecture.
Great. Great. What did you get in your writing task one? Or was it a map or a diagram or graph?
No, in task one, I got 3 pie charts.
3 pie charts. Okay. How did you organize your answer?
So again, I stuck to the template. So you can go with either 3 or 4 maximum paragraphs. So first is introduction, then your overview, and 2 bodies. So again, you should have some phrases in handy, like your overview paragraph should always start with a word like overall, so the examiner knows that you're summarizing the entire chart or graph. And then body 1 and body 2, you can choose what trends you want to write about. And yeah, so again, instead of saying words, using words like up and down, use words like increase, escalate, diminish, decline, academic, professional words.
Straight. Someone is asking, did you get your test as soon as you booked your test?
Yeah, I got it the same evening.
Same evening? Was it a separate email?
No, it was in the same email. As soon as I booked the test, they sent me an email by the evening, and yeah, I got the venue in that.
Okay, so there was this one email as soon as you made the payment.
Yeah,
okay.
But there is this one mail, but when you approach the test date 3 to 4 days before, you will get another mail, and that is the mail that you have to show in the center.
Okay, so a point to note here is that you would get a different email, right? A separate email 3 to 4 days ahead of your exam, which you have to show them, right? You have to take a printout of that email.
Yeah, you can take a printout. A soft copy was eligible in my center, so I just showed it to them on my phone, but you can take a printout also.
So were you able to choose the date of speaking also?
No, I wasn't. I was asked to call and check 4 days prior to the LRW test. So it'll either be 2 days before or 1 day after the LRW. Usually this is how it goes. So I was just constantly checking the website 4 to 5 days before the test, and it was available there.
Great. That's amazing. I think Pragya has been kind enough. She has, I think, answered more than 60 questions till now. They were like, we all are firing questions, right? Do we have any more questions? Come on, guys, let's bring it on. Okay, before I start asking her questions from my end, okay, which students ask me. Okay, come on, let's throw some more questions in the YouTube live also, as well as in the live class. Okay, I think some of the questions she has already answered about reading uh, tips, writing techniques. She has already talked about. Okay, if you have missed it, okay, you can watch this YouTube live again. Okay, she has already talked about all the strategies, right? uh Someone is asking, where are you flying now?
Sorry, I didn't.
Where are you flying now? I mean, why did you write IELTS? Where are you going?
I haven't decided as of now, but either Canada, Australia, or Australia,
Okay.
one of these.
So when you were attempting your computer based test,
Mhm.
were there examiners or invigilators around you?
There were two actually.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. So all those students who are planning to ask, are we allowed to cheat? You are not allowed to cheat.
No,
Okay,
you
they would.
won't be able to do it.
That's great. That's great. Amazing. What is the course that you're planning for?
I am planning on doing a master's in clinical psychology.
Clinical psychology.
Yeah.
Great. Someone is asking, how was the Q card task? I mean, what was the procedure? How did examiner introduce it to you, and what all were you allowed to do and what not?
So once you finish the part one, the examiner will tell you that the part two is about to start. She'll give you the cue card. She'll give you a notepad and pen to write, to make notes for that 1 minute. And I believe that 1 minute will decide what you do for the subsequent 2 minutes. So make sure you practice note making a lot. And yeah, she'll give you the notepad and pen. You'll make the notes, and after that, they'll have a timer. She'll stop you after the 1 minute is over, and then you can start speaking.
Great. Were you allowed to look at the notes when you were speaking?
Yeah, I had the notes with me the whole time. I could look at them whenever I wanted to.
Did you return the cue card before your task two was finished?
No, the cue card was also with me, but don't write anything on the cue card. Just use the notepad, and after the task is finished, you have to return the cue card back.
Okay. Are you going for general or pediatric psychology? I don't know this term, but someone is asking.
No, I'm going for clinical. So in clinical, I will probably work with a more general population. So adults,
Okay.
young adults.
Young adults, right? So someone is asking, was there any issue with the connection of internet, or was there any computer problem there?
No, not at all. But even if you do encounter any issues, the invigilator will be there and they'll help you with any errors that there might be in the system, but they won't.
Great. I think apart from the marathon that is running on today, we have taken Pragya to a marathon today with a lot of questions bombarding them. What is this? What is that? And I'm really
Not at
happy.
all. I'm more than happy to answer any questions.
That's amazing, guys. That's amazing. How many more questions do we have? No, we do not have to take stationary in an LRW test, as she talked about. Did you get a book from IELTS
I
from
did.
IDP? Okay.
So once you book your IELTS, you'll get a book. Uh, they have some tips in the beginning of the book, and there are 4 proper mock tests. So I took those tests as well. And if you have taken the CBT, they'll give you access to a portal where you can actually go in and practice the computer-based interface before the test. So do that as well. So you are acquainted with the system and interface, and you don't anything doesn't throw you off on the test day.
Great. So was the examiner loud in the speaking module? Were you able to hear him or her clearly?
Very clearly, just the proper tone and volume. No worries.
Okay. In how many days did you get your result?
I got it in after my LRW test around 4 to 5 days. I think the paper-based one takes a little more time, 10 to 15 days. For computer-based, you'll get it in 4 to 5 days.
That's great. So, Pragya, do you want to talk about this course that is there on the screen? Do you want to say something about the course?
Sure, sure. So I think so. This is all I did for preparing for my IELTS. This is all I did. They'll also provide you with a lot of Cambridge books. So I practiced my reading from the Cambridge books. So that will be helpful. Also, you will study a lot of fundamental and basic concepts like subject-verb agreement, tenses. As you may think they are not important, but they will definitely come in handy because, for example, when you're writing, you'll have to switch between the present and past tense. You can't make mistakes there. And even when you're speaking, if you don't use the proper subject verb agreement, it will create an impression of you in front of the examiner. It will throw the examiner off. So these fundamentals are very, very important to master before you go on to prepare for the actual IELTS. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. So guys, the bottom line is, okay, I would do everything, okay, to make you get your desired band, okay. And yes, I would be starting a course at LeapScholar from 23rd of August, okay. Timings, they are 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. We are going to cover everything in here, all the modules of IELTS, okay. You would have access to grammar classes also, right? We would be evaluating your speaking, okay. Writing feedback would be given, okay. As Pragya said, we have a template, right? We help you understand how to write your writing, so that would be there.
And guys,
Recordings are also there.
also book yourself speaking slots and enroll yourself in the speaking club. So uh, there'll be a mentor that will give you live feedback of what you're saying. So I did that for at least 5 to 6 times. So do get yourself speaking partners from your batch, enroll yourself in the speaking club, and that will definitely help you with speaking.
That's great. And guys, before you enroll into this course, which is for 149 rupees, do use this code MDLive20, okay. It will give you 20% discount, okay. If you don't use it, it's fine, we get extra money, okay. So you can use it to get extra 20% discount, okay. And yes, there are so many other courses by other amazing teachers at LeapScholar, which we are going to start in the coming days. The list is here. The link has been shared by Soumya in the chat box, right, guys? Soumya is also esteemed member of LeapScholar, right? She's my colleague and my friend, obviously. And this class wouldn't have been possible without her. Maybe take a moment and thank her also. She arranged everything. And also Arusha is there. Okay, she is also here at LeapScholar, right? She's my friend and uh, colleague also. She's been sharing the links both in the live as well as the Zoom meeting. Someone is asking that in my course, was I able to answer all the doubts?
Yeah, your class will most definitely extend from 1 hour to 1.5 or 2 hours. So don't worry, all your questions will be answered.
Okay, not always, huh?
Not
Don't
always,
keep their
but
don't keep
yeah,
their
yeah.
hopes high.
No, no.
Okay, great. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, doubts we take pretty seriously. Okay, we don't really leave our students stranded.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So someone is asking, I think, one or two last questions. Did you refer to the soft copy or hard copy for practicing?
Well, initially I used the hard copies because I wanted to underline and wanted to use actual reading references. But after that, because I had booked myself a CBT, I made it a point to practice on screen and make myself comfortable with the computer.
That's great. That's great. Okay, that's great. I'm just going to look at certain comments. Okay. Mm, That's amazing. So many. Someone is asking, how were your answers submitted in a computer-based test? Did they auto submit once the time was over?
Yeah, when once the time is over, the screen will automatically freeze and your answers will be submitted.
That's great. So someone is asking, how many times can we attempt IELTS? Guys, it is no limit as of how many times you
As
can
many
attempt
times as
IELTS.
you want to pay, I mean.
If you want to pay 14,700
Yeah.
again and again, that's fine. Okay, but then we prepare you to clear the IELTS in the first attempt. And if you are, even if you did not get the desired score, if you're planning to increase your score, and let's say in your second attempt you get the you got lesser band, okay, than your first attempt, so still the one where you got the highest band would be considered. Okay, it's not that your band is going to come down. Someone is asking, what all movies do you watch?
Um, just Netflix, basic sitcoms and movies. So, Friends, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Shawshank Redemption, just basic movies. Anything you like. It should just be in English.
Great. Do you watch it with subtitles or without subtitles?
Um, I watch it without subtitles.
Great. Someone is asking, where are you from?
I'm from Delhi.
She's from Delhi. That's great. Was it your first attempt?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think let's take a moment and thank our lady of the hour, okay, who has scored this whopping 8.5 overall bands at LeapScholar, right? I can't be proud enough. Okay, and she has really aced it. Okay, let's take a moment and really thank her in the chat box, because she took out some time, okay, from her hectic schedule and answered so many queries, which I don't think uh, can be answered by paying nothing, right? So she's been kind enough, right, to help all of us. Okay, even I learned certain things today. Okay, because real experience is a real experience. Take a moment,
So
guys.
much for
Please
having
do.
me. Thank you so much, everyone. I wish you all the best, and I hope you all do very, very well in your exam.
That's great, guys. Thank you so much, Pragya, for joining us. And before I bid bye for for some hours, right, before I see you all again, please feel free to join this course that I'm starting from 23rd of August. I'll cover everything in here, okay? Use this code MDLife20 to get additional 20% discount, okay? To get additional 20% discount. So this is Mohammad, Pragya, Soumya, and Arusha. We all would be signing off now, okay? Please do take a moment and thank Arusha and Soumya, because they set up everything. I want to see you all in the course very soon. Okay. And yes, wish you all good luck. Okay, any last thing? I want you to finish this, because
I think just to recapitulate everything, you know you're the best judge of what mistakes you're making. Just practice as much as you can and you'll be just fine. It's not that difficult.
on this note, we are going to take your leave. Stay blessed, everyone. Take care. Thank you for joining us,
Bye.
Pragya,
Thank you
again.
so much for having me.